Hello, my name is Shawn Grimm, and today I'd like to talk about the most important change our society should make is educating our youth on the importance of higher education. With higher education rates and student loan repayment plans higher than ever before, it has become a problem for the generation or generations after ours to obtain an education without going broke in the process. With rates so high for new college students, a 2-year college education should be provided for free of charge by the government. The purpose of my speech is to persuade my class members to understand the importance of getting higher education in the United States and the increasingly high amounts of debt that students are in upon graduation from a 4-year college or receiving a degree. Student loan rates are at 4.5% that may start acquiring upon the receivement of the loan. Upon graduating, students are not only stressed out about finding a job, but also starting to pay off their student loans. It is important for students to understand the importance of higher education and for government to assist these students in providing people with free community college to assist in more people getting a higher education degree after high school. Now I would like to talk about, with the fixed rates of 4.29% to 4.5% interest on an average student loan repayment plan, it has become increasingly hard for students to become able to pay to continue their college education. It is important for the students to understand the importance of higher education and for the government to assist our students in acquiring a higher education because these are the generations of people that will be entering the workforce in the next 5 to 15 years. Our younger generation is now coming up on a college level education. They should be educated on the importance of obtaining their college education and also that the government should be assisting them in the standard 2-year education. As of 2015, college enrollment is down by 10% by possible students either deciding not to go to college or by possible students postponing entry to college. The current generation entering the workforce is a first generation to require college education and experience to make it to a middle class job once entering the workforce. The rate today for college education are becoming increasingly high and have deterred the younger generation from continuing or completing their college education. The current student loan repayment interest rates are between 4.29 to 4.5% or higher. With the rising rates of education, I believe that at least a 2-year degree should be free of charge for all that wish to continue their education past high school. Many countries around the world provide college education to all that wish to continue their education, including France, England, and Turkey. On average, college graduates are entering the workforce in debt by about $33,000 starting out, right out of college, 4-year degree. By educating our youth to continue their education past high school, we can lower unemployment rates in the future by filling jobs with qualified employees into a wide range of jobs. In the book, The Student Loan Scam, The Most Oppressive Debt in U.S. History by A. Colling, the book discusses on the debt that is taking a toll on the lives of individuals and the high rates that it is having on the U.S. history. This book discusses different ways that we can fight back in order to make a difference with decisions around debt. The book talks about how many parents are teaching their kids that student loan debt is good debt and how misleading this fact can be. I think that this book would be a great this is a great addition to my paper because it discusses on how student loan debt is having an impact on our society. I also think it would be great to point out the negative impact that student loans are having on people and their lives. I would also like to address different ways that we can help reduce or end these student loans in order to help people, and again tie it back to the point on how important it is for the government to provide its people with free higher education of at least a 2-year degree. In the article, Millennial College Graduates, Young, Educated, and Jobless by L. Goodman, 2015, the article discusses the difficulty that millennials are having at being successful after college. It is estimated that about 46% of millennials will make it to the job force by 2020. The article discusses the alarming rate at which colleges and universities are increasing tuition, and students are feeling betrayed by their schools due to their increase in tuition. The unemployment rate for people today in college at the age of 21 to 25 tend to be higher than other age groups. The articles touch on how the millennial generation is the first with a degree to compete for jobs in the workforce with a higher education degree. It also touches on how entry-level jobs with little to no experience are being filled by individuals with possible too much experience or education. In conclusion, graduating high school students should be educated on the fact such as the growing difficulty of obtaining a job, that it will only establish them in the middle class position, as well as high school graduates must be educated on the importance of gaining a college education for the increasingly difficulty of finding a job to support themselves. Also, I believe it is important for our society to make it possible for all high school graduates to obtain at least a 2-year degree to stay competitive in the increasingly difficult job market today. High school graduates should also understand that increasingly high interest rates for college loans and the average amount of debt a college student will graduate college with. This is important for them to understand to keep them informed on the risks that are associated with attending college, as well as the payoff that is associated, like finding a job that will place them in the high middle class. In fact, the college graduates that make an average of 80% or more than a person with a high school education alone. Thank you.